everyone, it's Nisha. So today I am going to do a video about my favorite setting powders for more mature skin. Now, I have done a video quite a while ago which was called The Mystery of Face Powders, and in there I explained the difference between setting powders, finishing powders. So if you want to see that, I will link it somewhere here under that eye. So you can watch that, but this is purely on loose powders. I'll be talking about loose powders, setting powders, and what I think of them and why they are my favorite. I will start with the more affordable one, and I'm going to start with Ben Nye. You know how much I love Ben Nye. I've got here notes because I couldn't remember all the colors and everything, so forgive me if I'm looking down. But Ben Nye is a makeup artist for Hollywood film studios, and they supply like TV and theaters, but now we can also get the stuff. So his stuff is very inexpensive. I have here banana powder, which is the luxury Ben Nye powder, and you know how much I like it. But let me tell you a bit about Ben Nye powders, because he has so many. So the powders are in two categories: classic and luxury. Now, classic powders are more heavier, more opaque, and these are the ones that are probably better for like the theatre and film, because they have a bit more coverage and stuff like that. There is, I think that classic said there is a translucent powder which is colorless, and that is fine because this is very similar to the RCMA powder, which everybody's going crazy about right now. So this one is okay. But let me tell you now about the luxury powders. The luxury powder, which this one is, are very finely milled. They are more sheer and they blend very well. And this category, luxury category, has like two subcategories. The first one is Bella, which is for light and medium skin tones. And in Bella, you have 4 different colors. You have banana powder, you've got cameo, which is translucent pink beige, and I really would recommend this one if you find white powders too white for you. Like, I don't think I would ever really bake or set my under eye concealer with white powder. That's why I love the banana one. It's much more brightening and it doesn't give you that white stark look, but it's very brightening. So I think cameo is really nice, and I had cameo but I don't have it at the moment because I only had a sample and I've used it all. I might actually still get the cameo because I like that powder a lot for all over the face. So that's cameo. Then you get buff, which is translucent beige with pink tones. Then you have beige suede, which is translucent beige with brown tones. So this one will be a bit darker for more medium skin tones. And then you have the banana, which is a famous powder for under eye setting, which is beige with yellow tones. Now, a few of you told me that when you've seen me setting my under eye powder with this, that you are much paler and it probably would show. Yes, it would. It would look darker if you are paler, but that's when the cameo powder comes in. So if you find the banana too yellow, too dark for you, and the white translucent colorless powder too white, then I would go for the cameo because it's more of a very light beige. I mean, very light. So it's not completely white, but it doesn't have yellow in it. It's quite, you know, it says that it's pinky beige. I didn't see much pink in it, but this is great alternative if you don't want the white powder or the yellow one. And now the second subcategory in the luxury powders is the Mojave. I don't know if you say Mojave, and this one is for olive and brown skin tones. So these will be much darker. And you know, I think this is brilliant because if you've got very dark skin, brown skin, olive skin, even if you use those white translucent powders, they will still probably leave white cast on you, you know, if you're really dark. So these ones don't give you white cast. So you have Camo, which is yellow golden tan. Then you have Dolce, which is orange golden tan. Olive Sand, which is deep warm tan. Clay, golden deep tan. Nutmeg, which is golden orange deep tan. And Dark Cocoa, which is warm deep dark tan. So that's all your Ben Nye powders. I mean, there is a powder for everybody. I really like them. I think they are very finely milled. They almost melt in with your skin. Of course, it depends how you apply it. If you take it with Beauty Blender and pack it on, it will look heavier than if you do it with very fine brush. And these powders will keep you matte as well, because some of these powders that I'm going to show you will not keep you matte. But in some respect, that's good for us more mature ladies with fine lines. I usually apply this one. I mean, I love this brush. This is e.l.f. brush, blush brush. And I don't ever use it for blush. I only ever use it for setting my under eye here, even here and between my eyebrows. So yes, another thing I wanted to say, Ben Nye you can get from Camera Ready Cosmetics, and that's in US and UK. Obviously in UK you will be waiting for it a bit longer. But I started with Ben Nye powders on eBay. You can go on eBay and you can get all sorts of sizes of samples, which won't cost you a lot. I mean, these are not expensive, and this is gonna last you forever, because I've had a sample in that sort of pot and that lasted me months. So Ben Nye, the luxury powders are great setting powders that will keep you matte. And like I said, in that classic set you have the translucent colorless powder, which won't be as heavy as the other classic powders. Okay, so the next one that everybody's going crazy about now is the RCMA powder. And that's the no color powder. Again, Karen, actually, Mrs. Ginger Beauty, sent me that one because I had a sample, I liked it, she bought it and she didn't like it. And I think that depends if you're that sort of person that likes the white powders or doesn't. So again, this brand is for makeup artists. I think that a lot of makeup artists use this powder. So this powder has only 4 ingredients in it. It's got silica, calcium oxide, talc and magnesium oxide. So there is no any fillers, there is no pigments in it. It's got completely no color. It's very messy. So that's when you pick it up. Of course, if you pack it on, you will see it, but as soon as you buff it in, it's invisible. And this will mattify you as well. Again, it's up to you, but I wouldn't set under eye with anything like that. So these were, I think these are the very good options for mattifying, non-expensive powders. They are huge, they are at reasonable price, and they will keep you matte. Like I said, I love Ben Nye because you've got all this choice of colors, so there is something for everybody. Now let's go to more high-end powders, and there is something I want to say. Yes, they are expensive, but if anything, I think powders are worth the money for the simple reason that they are good and they will last you forever. You know, we happily go and spend $40, $50 or whatever on an eye palette that you can probably find lots of dupes for and you don't use it half the time. I think powder is something they use every day, and they last you forever. The loose powders last you forever. So I don't ever think, you know, even the La Mer powder, which is very expensive, the pot is enormous if you think of it like that, how long it is going to last you, and if it's something you really like and going to use on a daily basis, then it's a great value for money. So the first powder I want to talk to you about is by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra-Powder. I hope you can see that. Okay, let me tell you how much you get in here. You get 0.35 ounces, which is 10 grams. I think this is enough for powder. You can go back in my videos and see when I've bought it. I swear I bought it 2 years ago. I've hardly made a dent in it. Now, so this is translucent, very finely milled powder. It might leave white cast if you don't buff it properly, and I definitely wouldn't bake with it. I tried. I looked like I've spilled got something in my eye, like I've spilled flour under my eyes. The good thing is this powder is actually moisturizing. This powder is fantastic for blurring fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't know if I can maybe demonstrate this. I usually use the Real Techniques setting brush for these powders because I use that powder in strategic way in certain places. I don't set all over my face with it. You can, no problem. You need very little, but let's see if I can. Okay. For example, these lines here, I don't know how well you can see them in the camera, but let me just, and I'm picking up just some from the pot and tapping it off. I don't know if you can see the difference. Can you see the little line? I really feel like this powder does amazing job at blurring your fine lines and pores. Now, this powder is beautiful, but this powder will not keep you matte all day. It gives you that matte look, but it will not keep you matte if you are oily, because it has those moisturizing, it's got hyaluronic acid in it, it's got the moisturizing ingredients. But nevertheless, I think this is a fantastic powder. You will never look really over powdered and overdone. Well, you can with any powder if you know, pack it on enough, but you only need light dusting to blur everything, to set everything, but it will not make you matte, keep you matte if you are oily. Nevertheless, I would recommend this powder to anybody. Now, the dreaded La Mer, the powder. I only have a sample, and Carmen was kind enough to send it to me. And at first when I got it, I just quickly sort of used it and I thought, don't know what's so great about it. But I have used it a bit more, and it is a fantastic powder. This powder is again very finely milled. It will take away the shine, but it's not going to give you that horrible matte mask-like look. And I think that's why a lot of more mature ladies our age like it, because you know, if you pack on like really mattifying powder, it doesn't look so nice. It shows off the fine lines and everything. This you can put under your eyes as well and all over the place. I was a bit I think that it comes in 2 colors. I see it on some websites, but when I looked in UK, I only seen it in just translucent, and I thought it would be white. Well, this one, you probably can't see it. It's not completely white, it's not yellow, but it's like a very light beige color to me. It's definitely not white. And I don't know, it mattifies your skin but leaves like this radiance on it. So I don't know if you will be able to see it. It is beautiful powder. would use it with something like this. I use for my powders the Real Techniques blush brush, and I mean it's hard for me to use it because it's so small. I usually put it in a lid and I pat some in and I just lightly go all over, and it will take the shine away straight away, but you're not going to look flat and matte. So I know it's expensive, but I think it's worth the hype. It is a beautiful, beautiful powder, especially I think for mature skin. And like I said, that one comes in an enormous pot. I think it's twice the size of by Terry, and by Terry is not that cheap either. So honestly, go and get a sample. I mean, I would never ever ask anybody to go and spend so much money on anything without trying it. I wouldn't do it. I love eBay. I go to eBay for samples for everything I can get, even if it's just to try the colors. I don't know if you can get genuine La Mer on eBay, but I'm sure if you've gone to the shop, they would give you a sample or just try it in a shop. But if you think about it, if you found a powder that you really, really love and you'll be using it every day and it's going to last you 3 years, that price is not so bad. Now let's go on to under eye setting powders, and my latest one is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Now, I love this powder when I tried it in a store and I thought everybody else loves it, I have to have it. And it is a lovely powder. It doesn't really settle in your fine lines. Again, I would not bake with it because it's white, it's very white. It's so finely milled. Honestly, it's like air. It's like air. But, so when I tried it in a shop, I already had something under my eyes, obviously. And it gave me this amazing brightening result. That's why I bought it. I loved it. Then I've used it on its own under my eyes and I didn't like it so much. And I think it is because I simply don't like white powders under my eye. I find it, I don't know, it just looks unnatural. It looks too pale. I don't like it. So I still think that gives really, really brightening effect, but I don't use it on its own. I will use something like banana powder first under my eyes, or the La Mer powder, something that is not white, and then I might top it off with that. And let me try it, because today I don't have that on. I have my banana powder on. So let me take some of that Laura Mercier. Okay, I'm sure you can see that. I can see it in the mirror. I don't know how you can see it, but it really, really brightens your under eye area. But I feel if you do it on its own, sometimes can make it too white, especially if you've put quite light concealer under there. But it definitely gives beautiful brightening effect. Now, a lot of people said that the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, that this is a dupe for Laura Mercier. Well, first of all, when you look at the e.l.f. powder, it's not completely white, it's more of a pinky color, and it almost has like micro glitter in it. And it is, I mean, I can see the glitter on my hand, but it doesn't look that bad under your eye. And to be honest, for that price, it is a quite good dupe, but definitely it's not as good as the Laura Mercier. It does similar job, it's finely milled, but it doesn't do exactly the same job. I still think Laura Mercier is better, but for drugstore and the price, this is really good, so try that. And maybe because it's pink as well, I mean it's not pink, but when you look at it on its own, you almost think it's white, but when you compare the two, you can see that this one is a bit more pinky than the white. Louis wanted to come and say hello. Didn't you, Louis? Said, Mummy, it's so boring. It's just videoing and I'm sitting all by myself, all really bored. I'm almost finished now. Almost finished, and I come and play. Okay, so these were all my loose powders that I have and I love and use. I also use some pressed powders as well, but pressed powders I feel give you a bit more coverage. These are probably better for mature skin. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye!